about learning it. Now, Tiffany, sport for you as a kid, did you get involved?
Oh, absolutely. I was like Dion and probably like you. I mean,
I couldn't do anything. The only thing I was good at was football, so I just stuck to that.
I did everything, and I had an older brother, so I kicked the footy during winter, and I played cricket during summer. But there was no pathways for girls. There was no Auskick. There was no Kanga cricket or whatever it is for the kids. So there was none of that, and I also did a little athletics. I followed my brother into that, and just loved running and I played hockey at school as well. I just took up anything that I could. But running was my passion. I was probably better at it as a cyclist, but I didn't like getting big legs.
Fair enough.
Go figure. It's so stupid now, thinking back, opportunities you may have forgone because of something silly like that. But I loved running and I really wanted to run. After watching, I think we're probably all similar age, watching the Moscow Olympics.
Thank you for bringing me into your age group.
That's
I love
all right,
that.
mate.
Thank you.
Watching the Moscow Olympics, I'm sure you both remember it. And I was 8 at the time. There's a clue on how old I am. And I remember turning to my mum and just saying I was going to go to the Olympics one day. And so I was going to go and all I knew was running because, again, there were no other pathways for me in the other sports I was doing. And so I continued my running all the way through as well as doing every other sport. And I ended up training. I trained with
You're a training partner of Cathy Freeman, weren't you?
Yeah. So Catherine, I started training with her not long after she raced in Auckland, Dion, as a 16-year-old. So she was 17, I think, maybe just turned 18. She just moved to Melbourne. My then boyfriend is Indigenous, and they sort of had a connection, and then we connected, and I became a training partner, and then she's one of my closest friends, and but I just didn't have the talent. I was good enough to run at a national level, but not internationally, and I was often in our training sessions, I was the tortoise, and Catherine was very much the hare, and I'd have to give her, we would do 200 runs, like repetitive runs. And I'd have to give her 50, 60 meters head start, and she would run me down sometimes. And I ran, I was top 8 in Australia. So it was, that was the humility that you learn through that, but the passion to still go to the Olympics always held steady. And then I decided to become a journalist. And then I suppose, as Simon, I ended up hosting the Olympics, which became a dream after I gave up the dream of representing Australia as an athlete. I made the decision there and then, not having any understanding of what it meant, that I was going to host the Olympics one day, and then I achieved that dream. So that became my Olympics.
That's a great Olympics. There's a whole lot of people who would just love to be able to say that I was at the Olympics and I was telling everybody about it. I reckon that's a great feather in the cap. That's fantastic. And